Oh, my internet connection's unstable. Okay. And then let me get to share my screen. All right. Excellent. Can you all see the slides?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. So welcome to tonight's Fall 2018 Adjunct Celebration. And thank you for joining Catherine, Claire, and myself. We're going to talk a little bit tonight about who we are, some of the resources we provide in the CTL, for those who have been teaching, kind of how to wrap up the end of the semester for those starting, or you're going to be, maybe this is your first semester adjuncting with us, how to prepare for the next semester, and then kind of at the end wrap up with some connections as well. So we have our team in the Center for Teaching and Learning. So I'm Hope Nordstrom. I'm the director. This is my first semester as the director. I just transitioned this semester into the Center for Teaching and Learning. I've been at Lipscomb for 7 years, and I started my professional career as a middle school English teacher, and ended up, after finishing my doctorate, was hired on in the College of Education at Lipscomb to lead the Technology Integration Master's Program. So working with teachers on how to use technology for learning purposes in their classrooms. After doing that for a couple of years, I moved into a director's role and kind of was in charge of 7 other graduate programs in the College of Education, did that for a couple of years, and then most recently worked in the College of Professional Studies as their curriculum director and in charge of launching a completely online competency-based program for undergraduates and then also for graduate students there. And so I'm really excited to now be back in this, working with the CTL, because I feel like I'm back in my groove of working in a variety of things, using my educational background, but also my background in technology in order to help faculty and support faculty with best practices for their classroom and for student learning. We have Al Ostell on our team, who's our instructional technologist. Catherine, Claire, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Catherine Claire. I work both in the CTL and the College of Professional Studies, where Hope used to work. And I have my MBA, and so I kind of fell into this position not really knowing what it was, but have really loved being an instructional designer and can really see the benefits of having them as part of the team at Lipscomb. But, you know, I've obviously met a ton of people in other colleges as well, that, you know, it's kind of a behind the scenes, you don't know they exist until you need them, sort of thing. So, but that's been really fun for me. I love a new challenge. So that's been a really good challenge this year, learning everything that I need to know. I also work with the provost office and hiring adjuncts. So that's why I knew what you're doing. And so, yeah, I just have my hands kind of in everything. But I really love being able to support the faculty and adjuncts on our campus.
Excellent. Thank you, Catherine Claire. And then we also have Dr. Brian Mast, and he is the Associate Provost that our Center for Teaching and Learning team reports to out of the Provost office. And we like to tell people that, you know, we are here to support you. You're the expert in your area. But, you know, if you have challenges, and I think that's the next slide, maybe once I can move, there we go. Oh, introductions. We'll hold off, Ed, since we kind of talked to you beforehand, and you're the one joining us now. But one of the things that we want to do is be able to connect more with our adjuncts and to be able to know your needs as well. And so we wanted to share a little bit about the services that we offer in the Center for Teaching and Learning. So we offer help with course design. So looking at creating your syllabus, determining measurable outcomes, assessments, rubrics, activities, if you're teaching online, making sure that your class content is accessible for students. So, those are some of the things that we offer in the area of course design. We also work with active learning strategies. So looking at student engagement techniques. So if you have that hybrid or that face-to-face course, how can you help students be actively engaged in your classes and get to, critically think about the topics. Best practices. So, a lot of instructors come in and they have not had any background in effective pedagogy when it comes to lecturing or other topics. So we can provide some support around that. Technology tools. We have Canvas as our learning management system. So from how to work on building your course from the very beginning using Canvas to enhancing your course, we can help with that. We also have some other technology tools on campus. We have Zoom, which is what we're using tonight for this session. So that way, if you can't make it to campus for a class, you could still have a synchronous meeting, or you can use Zoom as to record your lecture topic or something else that you would like to put into Canvas for your courses. We also have Tegrity as another technology tool, which is another tool that you can use for lecture capturing as well. So we can help in any way with technology tools. And then we also have a recording studio in the Center for Teaching and Learning. So if you want a good place to record videos for your courses. We also have a light board, which is a really cool tool where, and if you just Google Lightboard, you can see it, where you kind of write on the board and it'll flip it where students can read that, and we can record your lecture that way. And so you're kind of in the middle of the board, kind of that old school chalkboard that some of my professors did, where they would write things up and then it's able to flip it where students can see, but you're writing just like you normally would. So it's kind of a really cool tool that we have access to and that you can have access to as well. Catherine, Claire, anything else to add?
I think so. I think you covered it.
Okay. And then we also have CTL 1000, which is a new faculty and adjunct orientation course, which, will, is something that we ask for our new faculty and adjuncts to complete in order to provide some basic understandings of some of the things that we've talked about with some of the services that we offer as well. Okay, so for those of you who have been adjuncting for us this semester or previous semesters, and we're almost to the end of the semester. It's hard to believe there's less than a week of classes actually left before finals start. We just wanted to cover a couple of things. First of all, with finals, knowing when your final exam is being given, and I know all of you all have read the email from the provost office about not giving finals early or changing when you're giving your final, and following those guidelines as well. But one of the things that's really important at the end of the semester is making sure that your grades are submitted on time and being able to get it in by the deadline, just because our registrar's office has to go through and make sure that grades are submitted and calculate it to make sure that students can graduate on time, or that they, have a correct GPA that they're able to graduate. And so it's really important that you stick to that submission timeline, which is like the Thursday, the 12th, I think, or let's see. I have to look at the calendar now.
I think it's the 13th.
13th.
Mm-hmm. Yes. At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. And being able to get your grades in on time, because you don't want to be on, since we're close to Christmas, you don't want to be on the naughty list with the registrar's office and having them try to hunt you down and find you in order to get those grades calculated. Anything else on that, Catherine Claire?
Yeah, just speaking of experience with having the wrath of the registrar's office, I would just just be nice to them. They're dealing with a lot. And if you can be proactive instead of reactive, that would be very much appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. And then yesterday, Wednesday, we had a session on Canvas, since this is our first semester really using Canvas for the entire campus. And so we are recording that session that we will send out to everyone to have access to. So you're aware of some important things as you're wrapping up the semester in regards to Canvas, but then also preparing, and I'm going to move away from here in just a second for just a second to show you that when you log into Canvas, if you go to your courses and scroll down to where it says all courses, you will come up on a session that says, or a little tab that says browse more courses. And so we have made public some institutional courses that are self-directed, that includes resources for you. And so, we have someone on learning to teach in Canvas when you're changing your semesters. If you want to enhance a course and add like some media things to it, you can. And then our Canvas 101 is for new, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But the session that we did on Wednesday was talking about changing semesters in Canvas. And this one, we talked about ending the semester. And so we also talked about lessons that we have learned. And so this is very focused on things at Lipscomb and things that apply to us. So, some really good information here when you're getting ready to end your semester in Canvas, and making sure that you get everything in there that you need to get in. And like I said, we'll send a recording out of that session, so you all will be able to have access to that. I wanted to show you how to access the self-directed course. And then beginning a new semester, and we're really excited. We have quite a few new adjuncts joining us, and we want to be able to support you. I know sometimes when we have new full-time people, there's like one master orientation at the beginning in August. But, we're here to support you throughout whenever you start. And so we're, that Canvas 101 little self-directed course is really good about preparing you and getting your course ready. And we're also working on some additional resources for you guys as you're working on possibly building a course in Canvas. And that can be whether you're online and you're going to use that completely online and use Canvas, or you either have that hybrid where it's some online, some face-to-face, or a completely face-to-face, how to use Canvas effectively as that repository for you, where you're putting your syllabus, you're putting maybe your PowerPoint slides or your lecture content, or you're having assignments submitted in Canvas as well. So we're here to support you in that. And we wanted to let you know that we're here. We'll be here through the middle of December, I think the 21st. So if you need any support, feel free to, email us at ctl@lipscomb.edu, and we can, set up a time. If you have to come in the evening, I'm more than happy to stay to help support as well. But then also, because the university will be closed for Christmas, we're going to be available before classes start. I think that they start the 7th of January. January 2nd through the 4th will also be available in the CTL. So you can come in person. We can do a Zoom call, phone call, whatever you need in order to make you ready and feel ready for the first time that you're teaching in that new semester. And then one of the things we're talking about beginning a new semester that we like to highlight with adjuncts is that a lot of you, if you're not completely through the system yet, you may still be using your personal email to communicate. And so it's really important to set up your Lipscomb email. You will get a lot of important information throughout the semester. Students are supposed to be emailing you through your Lipscomb email. And so, it's really important that you set up your Lipscomb email and start using it once you have it, because that's how we will continue to communicate with you, is through your Lipscomb email. But then you'll also receive notices from the provost office or from the registrar, or like I said, students as well. Anything else, Catherine Claire?
Yeah, just really, if you have questions, it's better to ask before classes start than it is midway through. We, again, are here for you, so no question is a dumb question.
That's right. Absolutely. And like we said, it's job security for us. That's a joke that we have with people. And please do not feel bad if you have to continually look and ask us questions. You don't need to feel bad about that at all. We are, here to support you, and we want you to be successful. And so no question's a dumb question to us. And then we want to look for opportunities for connections. So one of the things with the recording, for those of you who have been teaching with us for a while, we want to be able to provide supports for you and for your needs. And we know every single department and college across campus is different. And, with the department chair or the director that you're working with and the supports they provide, just know that we're an additional resource for you. So even if it's like, hey, I'm wanting to create a rubric for this class, reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you with that creation. Or I'm looking at doing something different in Blackboard, or I'm looking at this. We're here to support you and help you with that. And then for those of you who are new, if you run across things or you have questions, we want you to know that you can reach out. I laugh all the time thinking about when I used to have office hours. Sometimes students wouldn't come by because it might be a little scary. But we're not scary. We like to have fun. So, when you come in, if you come into the CTL, we always have drinks and snacks, and can be around to help with whatever you need. And like I said, face-to-face, Zoom, or calls totally work. Anything else, Casey?
I think that's it.
Yeah. So I wanted to open it up for you guys with any questions that you guys may have for us.
Hey, Hope, this is Ed. How are you? Hey. I just have one question. Being a first time adjunct and starting in January, I saw you mentioned CTL 1000 and some of the other classes that we can take around Canvas. Are there other things that I should be looking for as far as resources or things that I can do to make sure that I have the best experience for the students?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So one of our goals for the spring semester is to build out some additional courses like that are already there in Canvas around some additional teaching topics. Obviously, that's going to take a little bit of time for us to get those out for you, but we will also we will send out newsletters with resources as well. Or if there's you have a specific topic or you're wanting to know more about something, or hey, I just came across this, do you know anything about that? Then we can connect you with resources as well. So we want to be a resource hub for you. And so anytime that we come across anything that we think will be beneficial, we are trying to share that out with you guys.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes. I noticed Debbie was able to jump on here as well.
She's muted, but there she is.
I'm unmuting, but I'm not letting you video.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. You did
I'm
not
sorry.
require it.
We got home late, and I was sitting down here while Ken's cooking a pizza, and I thought, oh no, that Zoom meeting. So I apologize, but there will be no video tonight.
That's perfectly fine. And Debbie's one, Debbie actually adjuncted for me when I worked in the College of Education. So she's been one of our loyal adjuncts for a while at Lipscomb. Debbie, do you have any, I'm putting you on the spot here, but I know you have that background in education like me, so you're kind of sometimes used to that. Any advice or anything for our new people starting?
Well, let me get caught up to speed. Is this strictly for adjunct teaching anything, or adjuncts using Canvas, or adjuncts in person? What was this targeted for?
Yeah, this is for any adjunct.
Okay. Okay. No, I think what I have learned through the years is to be much more organized. That the students are like most students nowadays. They want it very clear. What do I have to do? When do I have to turn it in? That kind of stuff. They're still professionals, and we work with them and accommodate, needs. But clarity of expectations is one thing that I know I have personally tried to work on. However I delivered it, whether it was in person or hybrid or online. I think grad students. I don't know. Are we talking grad people or anybody?
Anybody.
Well, anybody nowadays are so busy. They want to know up front, what do I have to do, and when do I have to have it in, and what's my deadline. Because they're under time constraints like everybody else.
Yeah, that's a great point of advice for newbies coming in. And that reminded me talking about that, and with Ed's question, one of the things that I would like to work on is providing opportunities to maybe have some smaller like Zoom sessions like this in the evenings, or recording some things around some best practices that, maybe it's like a 15-minute opportunity for like a mini lesson or like micro lesson that then, people can, if you'd like afterwards, to stay and talk about how you could maybe implement that into your own classroom or challenges that you have. We're definitely going to be, providing that for adjuncts. And then also the sessions that we provide in the CTL, we know that a lot of our adjuncts have full-time jobs and can't make it during the day. So looking at the option of recording that and using our CTL YouTube account, so that way you can access those resources as well.
And that's what I have seen the biggest change. And I am old, you can't see my face, but I've been doing this a long time, whether just teaching or adjuncting or whatever. The biggest change nowadays is there's so many multiple ways to contact students, to interact with students, to engage students, that it really is a 24/7 thing. I hate to say that, but your availability is and to encourage students to reach out to you and not wait. Like I said, that's the biggest thing. Used to, well, I'm here between this hour and that hour, but now it's just between texting and calling and Zooming and, whatever it is. The students have access to you that much also. And I think we need to be available to them, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one of the things on that, because I have taught online for many years as well, but also being available to students, but also setting those expectations of, I know that I'm not going to be available from 10 p.m. to.
Yeah. It's just clarity. It's just
absolutely.
Everything. Yeah.
That's great. Great point. Anything else? You guys are part of our introduction and orientation to connecting together. Okay, well, if nothing else, I'm going to stop sharing. I'll go back to this. Catherine Claire, anything to add before I wrap up?
No, I was going to say, Ed, for you as like a new adjunct, once you're hired or like approval has come through, you'll get a bunch of instructions on all that kind of stuff. So if you have any other questions, you can definitely email me and we'll get you going for the next semester.
Okay, thank you. And the unfortunate thing for mine is it's only 5 weeks and it begins in January 9th. So that's why I'm a little, there's not much room.
Yeah.
Well, so I will probably be emailing you guys in like a day or so.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, we like that. So please do so.
Hope, what will Ed be teaching?
He is going to be, and I'll let you share.
Okay.
Hi, Deborah. I'll be teaching the business intelligence / analytics for the MBA program. This spring will be for the accelerated MBA students. So those who are out of school 0 to 3 years. Okay,
you're giving it fast and furious. You said 5 weeks. How many times do you meet, or is it online?
It is in person downtown at the Spark Center, and it will be Wednesdays from 5 to 9 p.m.
Yeah, okay. Those are intense.
Mm-hmm. And Debbie, why don't you share a little bit about your background too?
Well, and I'm strictly an educator, Ed. So, you know, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, that's my expertise. But I have taught graduate students in administration and supervision and ed leadership for a long time now. And, you know, I think the main thing goes back to making it interesting making it meaningful to your students. And that's been the biggest change also. They're not real good just to say, hey, read this and answer these 10 questions. They want to know, why have I got to do it? What am I going to get out of it? And what, you know, what's the goal? And they really want it to be applicable. I don't know if I guess your people are working if they're on a fast track for an MBA. So they're probably holding day jobs. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so they are. So the more they can tie in and this is, I sound really bossy. I'm not. I'm just a teacher. Like I said, the more you can tie in where they see maybe what they're doing in their day-to-day work. How does this apply to what I'm doing? Can I embed some of it in my work? You know, there's certain things I'm sure that come across as busy work, but the more they can see, how could I use this, you know, tomorrow, the better it's been for me in whatever field I've taught in.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. I just wrote that down. Thank you so much, Debbie.
You're welcome. Good luck. I know you'll love it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Okay, well, we are not going to keep you this evening. We thank you guys so much for hopping on and joining us. And like I said, we'll be continuing to provide resources for you and opportunities to continue to connect with us and with each other as well. So
thank you, as always.
Thank you, y'all.